just so happy to have Brett Eaton. I was just looking at your bio, Brett, and I see a lot of awards here for merchandising. So I guess you're now a multiple category winner of the Merchandiser of the Year. So congratulations. You were 2014 Resort Category Merchandiser of the Year for the section after winning, you say, approximately 10 times in the Western Washington. You don't recall, I guess, right?
I've been very fortunate to have great team members and merchandisers to work with. So, the awards are our team effort. So just fortunate to be at good facilities that encourage it.
So, but to win it, it's like you've won the Super Bowl in both leagues, I guess.
Yeah.
You probably don't see yourself going public. You're at Tacoma, so you're probably there for the duration if you had your way, I'm assuming. Very special place. So one of my first questions that I had was, having won it at the resort category in 2014, did you kind of change any of the sort of the way you merchandised, or was it because did you have more freedom because you own the shop at Tacoma versus having it be facility owned at Semiahmoo?
Yeah, it's a great question. So in 2014, I actually was overseeing Semiahmoo Golf and Country Club and Loomis Trail Golf Club. And so obviously not being on the same footprint and two distinctive logos. We had approximately 550 members, and they joined memberships in 2001. So doing the buying for each golf shop and facility was unique in itself, because the original Loomis members wanted the Loomis logo.
Of course.
And Semiahmoo Golf and Country Club was really tied to Semiahmoo Resort Golf and Spa. And so the resort guest was a significant driver along with the membership for merchandise sales. So we tried to do the best we could to have two polar opposite golf shops. So members and or visiting resort guests, because the golf courses alternated each day, it gave them something to choose from. And so two different buying styles. Moving forward to the private sector, obviously here at Tacoma, the 1894 logo is very prominent. And so members are very proud of that. And owning the golf shop, we can do some unique ideas and thinking outside the box. And so members have really gravitated to that. And when you can only make one or two or three things of something that's very, very unique, people tend to jump on that, especially with social media nowadays. A quick little post, sometimes that inventory doesn't even hit the floor before it arrives. So it's something very unique to the country club here.
What is one example of sort of one of those really super unique options that you could tell a story about?
Yeah, so great question. So I think one of the most unique things that I did was the Alexander Bailey. He was the original president here at Tacoma in 1894. He's one of the 6 founding members, and he did wear the Bailey tartan. And so we have a photo in our clubhouse of Alexander Bailey wearing the tartan. And so I did some research on that and related that back to the family heritage. And for the men's member guest, we created 96 head covers out of that Bailey tartan with the 1894 logo, kind of showing some the heritage to it and just showcasing the club in the tradition. So something like that.
Super well received.
I'm sorry.
I'm assuming it was super well received.
Yeah, I mean, for the 96 members that have that on their drivers, some members said they were just going to showcase it in like their office or their their man room. So it's something special that they'll have for life that not everybody has there at the club.
So from that, I maybe highlight the fact that you took sort of that great response to the Bailey tartan and you've got something going else with it that I think is pretty unique. I I don't get the chance to merchandise anymore, so I live vicariously through people like you. So
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool. Can you tell me more about the member logo? That's kind of unique. It's a different spin on a member logo, I guess.
Yeah. So obviously, many clubs have their club logo, which is every club should have pride in that, which is great. I think here at Tacoma, having that Bailey tartan is something that's historic. And so what I tried to do is we've been working on it for about 18 months now. We have a heritage committee, which we're all working together. And essentially what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be incorporating the Bailey tartan into a swatch with the TCGC logo. And so I'm not going to be doing mass quantities. This is going to be just a special spot in the golf shop, but whether it's hats or shirts, but the Tacoma members will know that when they see that Bailey tartan with the Tacoma logo stitched in there, it's something special. And so it's something that'll be unique. And I can't wait for the process to, finally to end, but ordering material from overseas and, having to order a certain amount and working with vendors to create the swatches and everything. You just want to make sure that everything's done correctly. So, the 18 months that it's at now,
Wow.
if it's 2 years when I'm done or so, it'll be an awesome end result. And I know the membership is really excited when I can finally produce the inventory for them.
Sure. Yeah. And again, it's just a special thing in that you were kind of explaining to me, and I'm not surprised you would go to that level of detail because I have thought of you. You're kind of a purist when it comes to things like history and the way things should be done. So it's not surprising that you kind of go at this with that level of passion. Another example of creativity that I've seen, is your penny machine that makes ball markers. Can you kind of describe that a little bit? It's not in your bio, but I've seen it firsthand, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you for noticing that. I think kind of unique ideas that create, talking points in your golf shop. And so we all have unique things that we love to showcase or have around. And so the penny press, we have 4 different logos here from Tacoma Country and Golf Club. And so we provide the pennies complimentary. And so when you come in, it's actually a penny roller. So you can get all 4 pennies done with all the logos on there. But what I would say the most is the kids in junior golf, they love it. Now, they'll sit there and roll pennies all day long if they could. Mom and dad have to get them out of the golf shop for sure. But for a visiting guest that comes in and that can roll a penny to use as their ball marker for the day, it's just a lasting impression. So it's something small. It's not that I'm looking to take away sales from myself from ball markers or other
Of course not.
novelty items. I think it's more of a service level that people will remember, and when they come into the golf shop, it's something special for them.
Yeah, I the thing that reminded me is like the places I remember seeing those things were like at the zoo, or at places where and so to see it at a golf shop, it makes it memorable. Like it actually, like, I don't know about you, but I guess when you saw it, maybe when you first thought of it, but like it took me back to the Washington Park Zoo in Portland, Oregon. Like that's the last time I saw one of those things, and to think, wow, you have that here. How cool is that? And so it is really cool. And you don't make it a profit center, but if you were at Semiahmoo, you could make money doing it, right?
Yeah. So essentially, the insert itself, the way they're designed, is it's 51 cents. Usually, you put 2 quarters and a penny in there, and then you roll it. Well, when I was sent to me, I was not for making money off this. And so I actually had a new insert sent to us, and then with just the slide just for the penny itself. So it truly is a service. To those.
It's still really cool. A shiny penny is so retro cool. I know some of the top clubs in America, they put like rolls of pennies that are shiny new, and that's their ball marker. They don't have a logo, and it's pretty cool, except for when the members maybe take the whole roll. It's like, I've seen it happen.
Sure.
It's like, really, dude? So in terms of, merchandising, another thing too, you have 800 square feet in the golf shop.
Yeah.
You do have kind of a nice high ceiling. How do you utilize the cube, to sort of maximize the spaciousness of your shop so you can get maximum dollars per square foot?
Yeah. So obviously the golf shop was redone in 2017. And if you've been in the golf shop, obviously it has kind of like I would say an elevated kind of like bridge walkway along the top on two sides.
Mm-hmm.
So what it allows us to do is like floor space is so key. So we put our bags up there. And so it allows us to showcase the bags up top and not take a lot of the floor space away.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, yes, we do have to get a ladder to get the bag down to showcase, or to show members. But I think it's more than anything. But it also has all that lighting up there also. And so when the sun's out, it just illuminates through the golf shop. And so it just showcases everything inside. It doesn't look dark in the golf shop and nothing's really hidden. So they did a good job when they built the new golf shop.
I think another thing that they did that's pretty good is you don't have any direct south facing windows. So you don't have to worry about sun fade on your garments that sometimes you see in a lot of shops. So yes, it does. The sun does shine at times in Seattle, in Tacoma, although it doesn't seem that way today. So is there anything that surprised you in terms of opportunities relative from Semiyama to Tacoma that maybe you'd want to highlight in terms of leveraging history? Like I know you got the rail berm concept. You got any cool things? I'm sure your brain's always going, so I can just imagine. I know you probably don't want to give it all away, but
no, I love it. I think one of the things is obviously from Semiyama and Loomis to Tacoma is two distinctly different venues. And what I mean by that is at Semiyama and Loomis Trail, over 50% of the membership was from BC or Canada. And so essentially that border played a big role. So even in purchasing and stuff like that for merchandise and ordering and stuff like that, just taking product back and across. And so here, really what I've, over the last year, probably year and a half, is really just letting members know that there's opportunities for corporate, they're going to buy from somewhere. Yeah. And all I say is just give me a chance. If you're looking for vests, you're looking for sweaters, you're looking for logo balls, from the simplest thing at the last trip that I was on with members at Pinehurst, there was a member that was going to golfballs.com. He was talking about it at dinner and he's like, Brett, I need 40 shirts and 40 vests. And I was like, well, let me help you out when you get back to Tacoma. He's like, yeah, thank you so much. And so I think it's just awareness and availability and just working with members and or clientele on what their needs are. So the two facilities are polar opposite. With regards to the rail berm, I mean, obviously Joel Kashmarek, our superintendent, he does an amazing job.
Clearly.
We have the rail berm that kind of goes through hole number 2 and to the right of hole number 1. It's kind of resurrected. It's when the trolley would take members here to the club. And so that's been built back up just to kind of give it some history there. But also on the left side of hole number 1, we've raised the rough line on the left-hand side to kind of replicate and show that where the rail berm ran in along the fairway there. It's kind of cool history that when you're walking that first fairway and you get to that first green, you have talking points, whether you're with your members or visiting guests.
Yeah. Do you see, I know, and also you've created a special member guest, I think is the event. Is that correct? It's now the part of the trophy. Is that
the
member? So it's called the rail berm.
Yeah, you kind of queued that one up for me. I appreciate that. So on my desk here, I didn't even know this was a question, man. Okay, so Joel was digging on the right of number 1, and he found this railroad tie.
Really?
This was in the ground. So I was like, Joel, can I have this? And he's like, you can have it. You just, you got to give it back to me. So I haven't given it back to him. He doesn't even, I'm not telling him I have it. So don't tell him I said that either. Okay. So I go to RHI trophies and I get the rail berm. And really what I wanted to do in this member concept is just to give it a significance. So we have the trophy made with 2 replicas of those stakes in a cross like this. Sure. And then the trophy winners from the rail berm, so a trophy each, had one stake that was a replica. So that's
Very
what they
cool.
got, and so they
Yeah.
have that, whether it's on their desk, in their office, in their
So
man
cool.
room, in their cave, in their house. I mean, on their mantle. But it's something that we're going to do perpetual every year. That it kind of brings back the history of the club, and it's something that
Very cool.
the members are proud when they receive it.
All right, so I'll do my best to keep that secret from
Yes,
Joel.
please. Yeah.
This is probably going to be in the video. It's the best part. So I just think it's really cool, and I've seen that trophy, and yeah, RHI does some nice work. Yeah,
They do. Yeah.
very high level stuff. So very cool. The other thing, in terms of, I just think it's really cool, some of the things that you are doing. In looking at your bio, the golden ticket golf promotion, what was kind of unique about that, and how did that sort of come to where that's something you did for Tacoma?
So we all know members or consumers at our clubs, they're going to buy golf balls. And so essentially last year, Titleist was not doing the 4-for-3 promotion. And so I was like, how do I keep the members engaged? I still want to take care of them, but what can I do that's fun and outside the box, and still have them support the golf shop, know they're going to get a good deal. And then when the 4-for-3 promotions launched in the future years, they're going to be right in. That's going to be, we'll have them turnkey. So I'm not sure if it was a smart move, or, I've done a lot of things that probably haven't turned out, but so I ordered 200 dozen Pro V1s from the Titleist. And so I did my own promotion. What's the incentive is I got some SM9 wedges. And so with those wedges, essentially everybody went into a raffle drawing. And so and then I took that golden ticket, and outside of our pro shop windows, when people purchased, I wrote their name on the golden ticket, just like Willy Wonka, and put it outside. And so when members were walking in, all I had to do was sell 50 of them, 50 golden tickets. And as soon as I sold them, then I did the drawing. Well, what it did is it became a talking piece, because people would walk up to the door and go, why is his name on there? What am I missing out on? And you'd be like, yeah, you need to buy 4 dozen balls. And they're like, well, I'll buy 4 dozen balls to get my name up there. So it became a competition. It was fun. People loved seeing the golden ticket up on the windows out there. And it just took care of the membership when the 4-for-3 promotion was not available at that time.
Yeah. I think your example of providing the service in that way, but also providing the service to the member that you're talking about, where you're like 40 shirts, 40 vests. It's not about the margin, although I'm sure you're doing okay. You're providing a service to them, and you're actually providing, in some ways, a concierge. You're going to get them a better product than what they could get on their own, because clearly going to some sort of corporate logo brand is not going to be the quality of what you can get. So that's very wise. Is there anybody that you want to sort of highlight besides, we know you? Is there anybody you want to highlight as part of your merchandising team? I know that you're very inclusive in the way you include your staff and your family in your program, and they're all part of the team, and it's a team effort. I know you're very involved. You're not the typical pro who has somebody doing it for you and you have to highlight them, but you do involve people. So who would you like to sort of highlight in terms of what they've done to add to your merchandising experience of your members?
So obviously, Jack Wielden has been here for 7 years. Obviously, great wealth of knowledge. Really loves hard goods. Loves getting out there, engaging with members. Can talk to all the members, which is great. Mason Koch, obviously a new addition this past July to the team. Been a tremendous addition. Very knowledgeable, easy to talk to. So members really like speaking and hanging out and learning more. Kelly Rocky. He joined us 1.5 years ago. He's been great. He's a tailor-made staffer, and he's got instant rapport. So when members come in, he's got that instant connection. He knows a lot about hard goods and loves it. Nicole Matios, tremendous. She really enjoys the soft goods of it. She's really gleaming onto that, and she loves connecting with vendors and reps and just learning more about buying and showcasing the golf shop. There are people that are behind the scenes. I would have to say Kelly Brown. Kelly Brown worked for me for 14 years at Semiahmoo. She comes down quarterly,
Okay.
just to help out in the golf shop, just to give a fresh eye and different ideas. But she's also here with the team, so valuable credit. And then I'd say my family, my wife and 2 daughters. I'm trying to get them off the payroll. Somehow they keep getting paid for when they're here. I'm not sure how that always works out with my wife. I'm like, I thought this was like helping out, but for the holidays, they'll come and help out when they're home from college or have time during the holidays away from work to spend some time as a family and decorate for Christmas or, Thanksgiving and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun to have them around when we're all in the golf shop together and everybody's hanging out. And it is one big team effort.
Yeah, I think I've happened to have seen them when Nicole and your wife are redoing the shop, sort of tearing it apart with the team and putting it back together, because the holiday that was just happened is now over and we've got to change the look, and we've all been through that. But I know that each of the 4 golf professionals you mentioned have told me individually that they appreciate how you include them, because they feel like they're being more equipped for the future. I know that's something you really care about. One final sort of question I'd like to ask you about is, what are some of the plans you have to utilize that are already in the working stage for that learning center, teaching center that's out on the range? Pretty exciting stuff. How are you going to blow up the hard goods even more?
Wow. Okay. So TrackMan representatives just showed up yesterday.
Okay.
Everything arrived at 4:00 yesterday for them. So this morning I was out there. They're just starting installation. So we're really excited to have that room transform. Obviously having the 40 golf courses to play from, providing golf lessons, club fittings. It's going to be a year-round access for our membership, which we're really excited about. But also we're going to have a putting green in the meeting space room. The putting green will be approximately 20 feet long. It'll probably be about 18 feet wide. We'll have 3 putting cups in there. We're going to have, we have a big screen TV up already on the wall, so you can watch your favorite sporting events. So we're really looking for an opportunity for members to hang out, engage, work on their game, or if the families are in there, the kids can putt and relax and have fun too. More than anything is, we're going to have shaft libraries out there. So we have 2 hemispheres, which is doing all of our design and layout of the room, which will be really nice. So when you go into the room, it won't look like it's fully, like it's cluttered. Everything will be everything will be locked up in cases. So it'll look aesthetically pleasing. It's going to be really nice. From there, I think just displaying, I'm big on the old school. I love the idea of like putting some hats, some golf balls, some gloves. So when Mr. or Mrs. Smith or the junior golfer needs that glove, having an honor system out there where you just write your name down, Brett Eaton glove. And so it's just something that I can inventory every few days. It's not like I'll put a lot of inventory out there, but it's just something that level of service and that the members, I think, will really enjoy, because we've all been at the range and we look back to the golf shop and we're like, I need a new glove. I'm not walking back to get a new glove. Yeah. But when you're right there at the performance center, and just that service level, I think that it just elevates the members' experience in that area.
120-yard round trip, basically, you're saving them. So that is a service.
For sure. Yeah.
That is a service. So I think it's really exciting. And again, there's the way that building was done and the way the golf shop was done. Yeah, definitely kudos to the people who designed it. And it's cool to see you sort of take the physical platform and take it to the max, to the benefit of 1894 and the membership. Really cool. I cannot wait to see the tartan. I think once it's out there, there's gonna be people looking for it. Obviously, if they're not a member, they won't be able to wear it. So it'll be special for the but it's a really cool idea that it's not a logo, it's a tartan. So that's just very unique to me. I've never, as you can imagine, I've been in a lot of golf shops, not seen anything like that, not heard anything. So it's really cool. Congratulations again on your being recognized by your peers and by the awards committee as the 2022 Merchandiser of the Year in the private category, Brett Eaton. Congratulations again. And I look forward to seeing you soon. And certainly, again, when that tartan comes out, I want to at least be able to touch it. I know I can't wear it, but I'd like to touch it.
I love it.